So in this video, I'm going to show you how to generate inbound motivated seller leads with Facebook ads and get appointments like this, and how to provide an instant cash value based on a 60 to 80% ARV or any range that you set for these leads so you can see if they're willing to sell at a discount and stop wasting time. So what I'm going to do in this video is just run you through how this thing works so you can understand what I'm doing, and then I'll show you how we're using this with clients, some of the results that we've been getting, and basically how you can do this for your own real estate investing or wholesaling business. So here is our funnel, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here to Zillow, and I'll just pick a random area. So I'll just pick Lexington, Kentucky, and I'll just pick one of these properties that's listed. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I can show you what the consumer experience looks like. So if this was my property, I'm filling out an ad and I should be getting a value around 60 to 80% of the Zestimate. So I'll show you how this works. So let's start with this address. And so I'll break all this down, but let's just say, you're an investor or wholesaler, you're running a Facebook ad. Instead of taking, the leads to just a landing page or something like that, we would basically take them to a funnel like this. And when they fill in their info like this, then they're going to get an actual value for their property, and we're going to automatically text it to them. So let's fill in this address here, click yes, I want my cash offer in 90 seconds. And now you can see here's the property. So you can actually see that this will verify with the homeowner that, this is a legit, system that we're providing here by giving them a value. So they're going to say, yes, you got it right. Or they could edit it if it was incorrect for whatever reason. And then you'll see here that based on the local tax records, it's going to pull the square footage, year built, bedrooms, bathrooms, and stories. So I can just quickly verify that here. So it doesn't look like this is correct. I don't know if they either removed a bedroom or whatever, but I'm just going to fill this in based on what I can find here on Zillow. So I'll change this to 4. In most tests that I've ran, it's been accurate, but for this one, I'll just make sure. And then built in 74. So everything looks correct. So I'm going to just click next. And now we have tell us about the current condition of the property. So this is based on, the homeowner and what, they would gauge as the amount of work that needs to be done. If I look at this personally, it's not a total remodel, right? It's just a little bit out of date and stuff like that. But I'm just going to show you, let's just pretend that this was like a full-on flip, like the target property for, an investor to flip or wholesale. So I'll just click full remodel and rehab and click next. And it's still going to change the range of the offer based on some parameters that we can set on the back end. So if we go to Quinn, I'll just put in my information here. So this would be the homeowner. And then I'll just put in my phone number. Then if we click get your offer now, you're going to see that there's going to be an instant value. And this is based on a full remodel. So if we change that condition to light remodel, the range would be a lot higher. So this is full remodel. I'll show you what it would look like if we just do a property, a different property condition. But what's going to happen is on the back end, right, here is a text that goes to the actual homeowner. And so number one, you can change all these values and you can change the dollar per square foot for the actual property. I'll show you how to do that, but this is what we're doing with our clients. And so what ends up happening is instead of just, running a simple Facebook ad and then saying, hey, get a cash offer, and then, they fill out a form and then they're waiting for you to call them, and then you're just going back and forth. Since my whole business is built on systems and automation, I really am always looking out for ways to do this for my clients, which are investors. And so for me, if I put my wholesaling hat on, if I can get the property address, right, I can, get the homeowner's name, email, phone number, all that stuff's pretty simple to get. And, I can get the condition, I can get the time frame, I can get their reason for selling, making sure that it's not on the market, and then, an asking price from them. I pretty much have the ability to start, negotiating a deal with them, right? That's my perspective. So the more things I can do for my clients to make it more efficient for them to actually talk to people willing to sell at a discount, the better, right? And so this is what we do now, and you'll see that, it'll send this text message, right? And all this stuff can be customized. But now when the lead says yes, then we can assign that lead to our actual client. So we know that we're not only running a Facebook ad, we're getting their name, their email, their phone number, address, square foot, bedroom, bathroom, year built, all the stuff that you saw, an idea of the condition. But then on top of it, they're actually saying yes to being willing to sell within this range. Now, I obviously did full remodel, so this is an insanely low offer. But, based on the actual, if I go to offers, facebook.newbreedinvestor, you can see here that I can do this for another property and it'll come up with a different value. So I'll just do this one, for example, and I'll just do a light remodel or whatever number 2 or 3 is, and you guys can see how this works. So I'll just do this, and I'm just going to confirm the address here, same thing, and I'll just leave, or let's see, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. And I think in different areas, it may have less accurate information just because I know certain states don't have all these, they don't post these things publicly. So I'll just do light remodel, click next. It's being listed for $715. So I'll just do Quinn, Nolan, and then here we go. So we'll click get your offer now. And then the value should be, closer to, obviously we're not trying to get it at market value, but you can change this and you could have your offer be like 90% or 99% of like what the Zestimate would be equivalent to. But in this example, we're just leaving it kind of with the default settings and a 60 to 80% ARV. So you can see how the value changes, right? And then it texted me again because I'm the same lead, but there it is, right? So this is what we're doing. Now I'm going to show you, how you can actually do this and break everything down. So super excited about this. And the reason that, I actually, started to do this was because I had a call with a potential client, an investor, and he kind of just gave me a few ideas about his approach and how he does things. And it's very similar to me and how I run my business, but I hadn't quite applied this to my client's business, which is being upfront and direct with pricing. Like all my pricing for any of my services or products is all upfront. And, I provide a lot of videos and content. So I'm always trying to bring more things out into the open so people don't have to get on calls with me and feel like I'm selling them and stuff like that. And so I noticed with, a lot of investors, a lot of their business or just salespeople's business is based on getting people on a phone call and then kind of having to overcome all these different objections. And my belief is that consumers are becoming more and more educated. And so if you can just provide them the value for, what you're doing up front and give them a realistic price or whatever it is that applies to your business, I think people will just work with you and it'll be easier than like trying to get on calls and convince people that aren't actually serious. So I was like, hey, let me try this for my clients. I spent my own money on ads. So this is me. It's funny because he gave me the idea. I then go and test the idea using I set all this stuff up and then we get a lead. I just did a nationwide campaign so I could get data. And then we get a lead and we send this value, right? And then the lead responds, and then it just so happened to be that one of the leads we get was in this guy's target market, and then he gets an appointment with the lead through the idea he gave me. So I figured I would send the lead, his way because, he gave me the idea. So I just thought that was super funny. So we're already testing this stuff. I like the feel of it better and, looking forward to sharing it with you guys so you can see how to do it. So that's kind of what we're doing, right? So we're sending people to an automated offer generation site. And then we're mapping these, these fields and these values here inside a New Breed Investor, which is what I built on top of GoHighLevel. So if you're, familiar with GoHighLevel, this is basically my system for real estate investors. It's basically GoHighLevel for investors. So I have all this automation in there now. And so you can just plug and play. And so basically I'm going to walk you through, I already gave you the overview and the demo. And now I'm just going to show you, how to run the first campaign and then the other stuff you need. So inside of our system, right, you can click on Facebook ads and you click on launch new campaign and you click on Facebook. And so what you'll see is inside of your system that we provide, I have all these templates that I've actually used with clients. I've ran millions of dollars of Facebook ads, for real estate wholesaling. So inside of here, there's a bunch of templates that are proven to actually generate leads. They're not just templates I made up and thought they would work. They're actually templates I've used for clients in various areas. So I'll just choose this Arizona one as an example. And let's just say I'm looking for deals in Arizona. We do have templates that will apply to multiple states and multiple markets. But just for the sake of example, I'm just going to choose Arizona. And then I'm going to just type in the median price point of the area. If I don't know, what that is or don't want to look it up, you can just put $3 signs. But if you know what the actual median price point, and you can literally just Google it. But if you want to put it in there, it does help with conversion from like click to submission because it gives a little bit more of an accurate, marketing strategy. If you put a price that is, like relatable to the people in the area, it's going to give them like more incentive to click is what I found. So you just put either the actual value. So let's just say it's, this number right there. Then I could put that there. And then for campaign type, you're just going to do landing page. You don't have to name your campaign or anything. And then for the budget, you can just put, whatever your budget is. And I have videos breaking that stuff down. And, you can, if you want to connect with me and get a better idea of your market and cost, and you can either have, me run these ads for you, or you can do it yourself through these systems. Everything will be linked below. But, I'll just put $10 just for the example budget. And then I will just put in this offers URL. This is, the one that we're going to use for this example. If you do it yourself, through our system, and you do a subscription that way, we will give you your own site with your own URL that takes people to that, to what I just showed you. And that way you can send traffic straight there. And if you have me do it for you, then same logic. But just so you're aware, you'll have your own link either way if you want to test this type of strategy. So we give you one website with that. So then for the radius, you can change this, but I'm just going to do a 15-mile radius around Phoenix just to keep this simple. And there we go. Let's just do Arizona. And then for the pixel, you can just choose your own pixel. I'll talk about that in a second. But there we go. We're just going to launch this campaign. And it's going to take about, probably a minute to 2 minutes. I won't like wait right here. But this is basically, the ad image, the ad copy, the ad headline, everything is going to go to Facebook and, launch as an actual ad. And then, depending on if you're having us do this for you, or, you're doing it yourself, all this other stuff on the back end is going to be, hooked up and ready to go. So you'll just have to wait for us to set these things up. But once you run traffic here, the leads will go into your system, and we'll have this type of, everything you just saw right there. Okay. So that's how that works. And so now what I need to do is show you some of the other logistics for setup if you're going to do this yourself, using GoHighLevel or whatever, but also why this is so powerful. So number one, this is part of the setup, but basically the way that this works is when somebody fills out, right, this entire survey is what I'll call this, then we need to trigger to Facebook that this is a lead, right? And so this is more advanced Facebook stuff, but you can turn on what's called advanced automatic matching and event matching, where Facebook will attempt to, pull a submission based on the URL that the lead is visiting. But basically, to be the most accurate, you would want to trigger, an actual submission when somebody fills out the actual survey. And the way they'd fill the survey out, or the way you would know that, is you actually get their name, email, phone, and all the information of the actual survey, right? And so when that happens, what we do is we would add an inbound webhook here. And this is going to be more advanced for people, but this is just how you actually do it. This is what I've been doing. So you copy this URL, right? And then I'll pull up this website generator. Okay, and so the website that generates these automatic offers is called Instant Offer Engine, and I actually connected with the owner, and I have a discount code. So if you guys want to run your own ads to this and get a discount, you can use my code linked below. If you use our software, which is built on GoHighLevel, and you want to run your own ads through here, like I just showed you, you'll get a website included where you can drive traffic. Okay, and same if you want me to do this for you. You'll get your own website, and you don't have to worry about any of the technical stuff. But if you're just running your own ads or whatever, learning from my channel, and you want to go and test the strategy out, you can use that discount code and support the channel, and you still get all the same features, and hopefully this adds some value. So this is where the offers get generated. And so when I just showed you the webhook stuff, you click inbound webhook, right? And then what you have to do is click on webhooks, and then you add a new one. And then you just type new webhook, and then you just copy this URL right here, and then you turn it active and click create. And then if I test this new one right here, well, let me show you how this works. So if I click fetch sample, there's no samples. And so if I go back here and I click test, within a second, there should be a new request. Boom. There you go, right? And then now it's going to pull, a sample address, names, emails, phone numbers, and then after repair value, all this stuff. So this is what you end up having to map in your actual workflow automation so that, you can send this as a text. But now we actually have, the ability to trigger a lead event, right, on the actual submission, because the submission is only submitted when the webhook fires, right, versus just somebody landing on the landing page or something. Sometimes you don't get that submission to Facebook. So what you have to do is map all these values. So first name would be, inbound webhook trigger, and then you would go to first name, and you so on and so forth. First name, last name, email, phone. I don't like to leave anything behind in the channel, so I'll just show you the actual workflow from the live one, so I don't have to like map all this out for you guys. But as long as I do email, I can save this as a value. All right, so give me a second. Okay, so this is the actual live one that just sent the text. So this is what you'll need to do. So first name will be first name, last name will be last name, email, email, phone, phone, street, right? Street, city, city, so on and so forth. And you'll need to create 2 custom fields that are number fields so that you can map those fields into the offer as one field, and then the offer high end is considered offer high. So all those initial fields come from within the actual, webhook URL, and so this is what we're mapping. And then, so that's step 1, inbound webhook, create the contact, and then the second thing is we have to format the currency because the value of the webhook is just a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we want it to say, 1,234, right? We don't want it to just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It won't make sense to the lead as a valid offer. So you format currency, which the low end offer, right? You format that one, and then you format the high end offer and make this a $sign. And then you do the SMS right here. So this is the text that goes to the lead. And then you can see you just need to map, if you want to use this exact kind of template, you just need to map the number formatter, one result. So the result that was generated from formatting the low end, and the number that was generated as a result of formatting the high end. And then this is what produces the, the actual value. So that's part 1. So you have the actual, you have the actual site, right, that you send your traffic to, right? And if you send your traffic here, in order to get it to GoHighLevel or, Podio, whatever software you're using, and you want to use a webhook, then you have to go into the back end of the settings, create a new webhook, right? Paste the webhook URL from Zapier or GoHighLevel like I did, which was just right here. And then you paste that into the actual, this software, test it, and then map all the records. And then from there, you got to format each of those fields so that it looks like an actual cash amount, right? And it's not just like numbers. So that's step 1, send traffic to the funnel and then map the webhook, right? And then just to kind of show you what you can do in terms of the offer customization, you can change the ARV % low. So you could do 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever you want. You can also change the high range as well. If you don't want a range, you could turn that off. But, most people would probably benefit from a range because it's, it doesn't make the offer absolute. And if, you're off by $5,000 either way, it may lower the conversion rate of people responding to your actual messaging, right? So you can change all that here. And then for your booking link, so if you noticed right here where it says book an appointment, you can link, your GoHighLevel link, or, if you're using our system, you can go to your calendars here and grab this share link, and then you can just copy this permanent link. And if you are doing the software, you're having us do this for you, then, we do all this for you. You don't have to worry about this, but if you're doing it on your own, you can put your own calendar link there. And then if somebody, wants to book an appointment, then it'll just go straight into your system, right? And keep in mind, they'd be booking an appointment after seeing a value or a range, right? So it's probably a more high intentional appointment. So that's basically what you can do here. And then you can change the cost per square feet for the repair costs, and you can change all that stuff here, okay? So run the first campaign, right? Which while we were waiting, I was kind of showing you the other parts of the system, and then I'll pull up the actual live ads manager because that ad was already published. Okay, so you can see inside here, there's the actual ad campaign. And if we look in my demo ad account, this is in review, and you can see here, the ad is live right here. And this is just from our, our demo page. And if you look, the ad links straight to, you can see here's the headline, here's the description, which is the value I put in at the beginning. And then you can see it links straight to our actual funnel, right? And you'll have your own if you have us do this for you. And then the other thing to mention is that this site will actually dynamically update. So if someone's in Phoenix and the IP address is in Phoenix, then it'll say Phoenix. So it's really cool, and it helps increase the conversion of the landing page is what I found in testing this. And it may not necessarily just be because of that, but it did increase conversion from like the click to actual submission. So all around, just for all the investors that watch this or whatever, or agencies looking to improve results for their clients. It's just all around better. It's a lower, you're optimizing for a lower funnel event, right? If I just say, hey, fill this out and we'll call you for a cash offer, that's kind of like layer 1. Eventually you go to layer 2, layer 3 to layer 4, and it's like get an actual realistic offer instantly when you fill this out, and then we'll contact you for additional details to make sure the range we provided is accurate. And it's not just like, you're not just saying stuff and then people are needing to get on a phone. You're giving that lead an offer, instantly, right? And then you're following up via text. If they're willing to work within that range, now you guys are talking, right? So just automating a lot of work. It's, how I love to think about these things. And you can actually see here, it has some social proof from me filling out that form from before, okay? So there's you saw the overview, you saw the ad. The ad's already here inside of our system. And then with the setting up of the conversions API and mapping the webhook, I pretty much showed you, how to do that. And all that you have to do once you've like mapped all these values here is you can just put the conversion API, the access token, and then your pixel ID right there so that it triggers when, somebody actually fills out that type of survey. And then the last thing I want to show you is why this is so much better in terms of Facebook optimization. So once you have the webhook mapped, once you have the conversion API in here, now we're accurately triggering to Facebook, when somebody fills out this, fills this, form out and then they get a value. Instead of just optimizing for that, depending on your budget and depending on where you're targeting, you can go a layer deeper where, let's say, we can do a if-else condition, and there's a bunch of things we can do here because we just have more data from the actual property. So what I can do here is do inbound webhook trigger, and I can find the estimated repairs, or I could find the condition. So for example, in this example, the inbound webhook, the condition was full remodel, right? Was based on the first webhook that I did. So what that tells what I can tell Facebook is only optimize, and this is more advanced stuff. But if we do, was that the condition? I think that was condition. Hold on. Okay, condition is full. So if we do if else, and then we do condition is full, what does that mean? Well, that means that when somebody fills this form out, we'll still get the lead. But the only time that we trigger to Facebook that it's an actual lead is if they say they need a full remodel, right? And that's one layer. You could technically have done that without this type of a website, but you can actually put in values here because the site generates data. So for example, we have estimated, or we have condition is full. So condition meaning that, that it's requiring like a full remodel. And then internally, the system calculates what the estimated repair amount is based on those, this, right? And then it calculates based on the actual square footage that the user submits. So for example, the higher the number, right, of the actual estimated repairs, the potentially bigger deal it is, right? And so you can actually play around with these things because we're getting more data from this external site. So we could do condition is full, or we could add another condition and, do and. You got to know what you're doing with this stuff, but just to show you guys the concept, we can do estimated repairs, and then do we'd actually have to format that and then do a greater than, but you could do greater than 40,000, right? Then what starts to happen is you're not just optimizing for leads with Facebook for people that are submitting their information, which is just layer 1. We want to optimize for people that say yes to our lowball offer, and then 2, submit their information with the highest amount of repairs needed if you're going for like a flip or wholesale, because then you start to tell Facebook, we're not just looking for submissions, we're looking for people that want an offer, say yes to a lower offer, and then the submission actually shows a higher repair amount because that means it's a bigger deal, right? So that's where the API stuff gets super, super powerful. And I just can't wait to get more and more results with this for my clients. So that's pretty much it in terms of what you got to do. So, run the ad, right? If you use, our software here, you can run the ads very, very easily. Just choose Facebook ads. This is actually turned on, so I'm going to turn it off. But you just click launch new campaign, choose a template, link to your site that will generate for you. And, you can tell us what you want here. We'll change all this stuff up. And then, the leads will start coming in, and the automation and stuff's already in place. So you can, just start working with leads that are more serious about, an actual offer that's not a retail offer, right? So wanted to share this with you guys that are investing or watching the channel for marketing stuff, because I thought this was, took me a while to piece all this stuff together, but I thought it was genuinely valuable. So if you're interested in working with me or using our tool to run your own ads, everything's linked below. And I'll talk to you in the next video. So have a good one. Bye-bye.